Alright guys, so before I get into the video and show you guys the phone call, by the way, shout out to Jimmie Rivera for allowing me to call him and ask him a few questions. On the screen are some of our messages on Twitter, just to show you guys that it really is him. But yeah, so hope you guys enjoy the video and the interview. Let me know who else you would like for me to try to interview next. What's going on, guys? EGM coming at you with a brand new video. And today, on the other line of the phone, I got the man himself, Jimmie Rivera. How you doing, Jimmie?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
I appreciate you coming on here, man. Giving me the time to ask you a few questions.
Anytime.
All right, man. So the first question comes from Chad Martin. I'll put the link in the description down below so you guys can check out his channel. He wants to know, after your experiences on The Ultimate Fighter, do you ever see yourself going back up to featherweight and competing at that division, or?
Never. I've only competed at the featherweight because my teammate was at 135 in The Ultimate Fighter. My goal is to be Bantamweight champ and stay there and defend it, the belt, and not try to jump all different weight classes. You know what I mean? I want to be able to stay there and defend it, and represent the 135 weight class.
No, yeah, definitely. No, you really do look good at that division, man.
Thank you.
Now, the next question comes from an MMA guy, and he wants to know, how as a fighter do you rebound from a tough loss? You know, obviously you only lost one professional fight. That was your second pro fight. Since then, you've won 20 straight. But what did it take for you to rebound from that loss?
A slap on the back of my head from my coach and saying you need to start cutting weight. My first few fights, I didn't cut. I fought at 150. That's what I walk around at, my weight. So my second fight, I lost by a split decision. The feeling sucked. I didn't want to feel like that ever again.
Yeah.
And he's like, listen, these guys are too tall for you at 145. Jokingly, but he's like, these guys are too big. You got to fight at 135. Once he said that, I said, all right, no problem. Told my coach, who's my Shion, I said, who's Shion? And I was like, all right, I'll fight at 135.
Yeah. All right, man. So, this past Saturday was at Nassau Coliseum, Long Island, New York. It's about an hour from your hometown of Ramsey, New Jersey. Describe what it's like, what it was like growing up there, and describe the love and the support that you get from those hometown supporters, man. What's that feel like?
I mean, growing up there, it's just a local suburban town, just like Long Island, except in Jersey. It was, it's awesome. I have a lot of support coming, follow my fight career. I can't believe how many people actually follow it from my hometown, and it's really great. And it's a great little town just to grow up in and be around and be able to walk the streets and not have to worry about, any violence or anything like that.
Yeah. It's
really a good town.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Are you a fighter? Do you experience, pre-fight jitters? Do you get nervous before a fight, or you always? Because you seem very relaxed in there, but there's some fighters that do get, those kind of that kind of nervousness. Do you feel like that before a fight?
Yeah, I get like that sometimes. I'm up and down. I get nervous. This fight was a little different. I wasn't nervous, so I was nervous that I wasn't nervous. I'm like, why am I not nervous? I should be nervous.
Yeah.
And I got in there. I just, stuck to the game plan, and whatever my coach said, I did, and that was it. I mean, you train 2.5, 3 months to fight this one person, and you train the same game plan over and over again, or a couple game plans over and over again, and you're just, you're just ready, and you're in there to win it, and that's really it. And I got in there. I just had fun. I did my thing.
Yeah. All right, man. So, your career is very young in the UFC. You only have 5 fights in the UFC. All 5 of those fights, you've came out victorious. But you've taken no time to solidify yourself as a legitimate contender, in that bantamweight division. Was this past fight against Thomas Almeida, the biggest win of your career, or do you think that title belongs to Uriah Faber in your past fight?
I think every fight's very important. I mean, the Faber fight was a huge fight. I think this was a huge fight too. I just think it was a huge fight because you had a tough opponent like Almeida, who's one of the best in the division as a kickboxer.
Yeah.
Come in there with an unbelievable record, and he's got like 17, 18 knockouts. For me to go toe-to-toe and beat him, it's just unbelievable.
And what was it like stepping in there with Uriah Faber? He's a legend of the sport. I'm sure, when you first started your career, you watched him. Were you kind of starstruck in that fight, or did you treat it as just another opponent, man?
Towards the mid and end, I started treating it as just opponent, but in the beginning, I was starstruck. I mean, I'm probably a guy that I grew up watching and loved his swag and loved his persona. He put the lower classes on the map. You know what I mean? So to go in there and be able to fight him was really cool.
Yeah. You know, Thomas Almeida, like you said, you know, he's an excellent kickboxer, you know, really good power in his hands, you know, really fast hands, you know, but at times, you know, he's known to be too wild, kind of opens himself up quite a bit. But in this past fight with you, he looked a little bit more cautious. You know, he wasn't really being as aggressive as, you know, we usually have seen him, you know, be in his fights. You know, were you kind of caught off guard by that? Or, you know, what you saw in the octagon with him, did you kind of expect already?
I mean, I hit him and I dropped him twice in the first round. That's why I was really cautious.
Yeah.
Once you get hit, you know, with a hard punch, I mean, at least, not for me, but for other people, you get hit by me. You know,
You
get a little scared, you get cautious.
Yeah, you feel that power.
I know I'm going to get hit. I know I'm going to get hit. It's part of the game. I get hit, but I'm going to hit back. That's it. He hit me, I hit him back, and we keep it going.
Yeah, yes, sir. You know, you look, as I said, you look really good at bantamweight. You know, you have all the makings of a future champion. You know, but in some fights, you do give up some size, some reach. So, you know, how do you approach a fight where, you know, obviously if your opponent is longer and taller than you are, you know, how do you approach that fight? You know, it all depends on the style of your opponent. But, you know, to you, in your mind, how do you approach a fight to make sure that those, you know, physical disadvantages, you know, don't matter or are non-existent?
You just train for it. You train for it. You get people that have the same reach as your opponent, and you just work on it and you keep working on it and get better and better and better.
Yep. So, you know, now we move on to the post-fight. You know, we all heard you called out TJ Dillashaw for an interim belt, you know, an interim title shot. You know, Gody Garbrandt's out with injury. You know, you also called out Dominick Cruz if TJ Dillashaw wasn't up for it. You know, but what would you do in the situation that, you know, TJ Dillashaw waits to get his shot at Gody Garbrandt? Dominick Cruz also waits till he gets his rematch. You know, what would you do in that situation? Would you kind of wait your shot out? You know, wait for your opportunity, or would you take another fight with maybe like a Rafael, a Sunsao, or someone else ranked inside the top 10?
I don't know. I can't really tell you. I think you know, I worked my ass off to be where I'm at, and I think, you know, I don't like to say I should be rewarded it, but I feel like I earned it. To be able to fight TJ or to fight Dominick Cruz and be the #1 contender. You know, I think I've earned it. I worked my ass off, you know, and that's pretty much it to it.
No, yeah, definitely. I mean, 5 straight, you know, wins against Faber and Almeida, you know, it puts you in that position. But, you know, out of those top 3 guys, like I named Cody, TJ, and Dominick Cruz, you know, all different styles, you know, but between them 3, you know, the top 3, you know, fighters in that division, you know, who do you look at and say, you know, this guy, you know, he poses the biggest challenge to, you know, stylistically, you know, out of them 3?
You know what? I think the toughest fight probably would be the Cody fight.
Yeah.
I've trained with TJ. He's not big. He doesn't hit hard.
Mm-hmm.
And Cruz can't box. You know what I mean? He has no boxing. As long as you stop his takedowns, what can the guy do? So I think you know, Cody would be the biggest threat.
And, you know, you talked about right now, you know, who you think the biggest threat would be. But out of them 3, who would you enjoy beating up the most?
I would definitely enjoy beating up Cody.
Yeah. You know, usually, you know, leading up to a fight and during the fight and even after the fight, you know, you're a very humble and respectful guy. Do you ever, you know, talk trash or engage in a war of words with people, with your opponent, or, you know, do you have to genuinely dislike somebody in order for, you know, you to start talking a little bit of trash?
I think I don't know. I came up. Sorry for the background.
Nah, no worries.
I came up as, you know, a professional in this sport.
Yeah.
I've been a martial artist since I was a kid. Humble is supposed to be. I'll be confident. I'll talk confidence, but I won't ever stoop down to trash talk. You know what I mean? I don't have to trash talk. Well, my confidence alone. I could beat Cody, I could beat TJ, I could beat Cruz. I think speaks for itself. All I need is the opportunity. I tell people all the time, once I get the opportunity, I'll go in there, I'll beat them.
No, yeah, definitely. You know, you let your skills do the talking. You know, but before I let you go, I just want to talk to you real quick. You know, obviously there's a big card coming this Saturday. Just, you know, give me, you know, your, you know, perspective on the John Jones and Daniel Cormier fight. How do you see that one playing out?
I think Jones is going to win. Cormier is he's talented, but Jones is, you know, he's a talented wrestler. Jones has the whole package, and I think it's Cormier accepted he's a good guy, and Jones has accepted that Jones is the bad guy. He's the villain in this whole fight. And it's going to be a good fight, though. There's a lot of emotions being strong on, and a lot of trash talking going back and forth. A lot of personal stuff going on. So I think it's going to be a really good fight. You know, I kind of, you know, I want the good guy to win, but I feel like Jones is going to win this fight.
Yeah. You know, obviously you fight. You know, you fight in the UFC for a living. You're a competitor, but you know, at the same time, you know, you have to be a fan of the sport. So, you know, who are, you know, at least 3 fighters that you enjoy watching the most?
One of the people I love watching is George St. Pierre. I mean, his work ethic, his mentality, how he's, you know, always his game plan. He was a great person to come up and watch, and it's like one of my main streams. I mean, I love watching the old, like the Matt Hughes and what's it called, Matt Hughes and, you know, Dan Hardy and Forrest Griffin, like those guys. Those guys are like true warriors, man. They were in the sport when the sport first started, so it was great. Yeah.
What about are there any fighters that you specifically, you know, emulate your style after, or you just try to be your own person in there?
Nah, just be my own person in there. Sometimes I see some stuff, because I like to watch all the fights, whether it's a name fighter or a no-name fighter. All the fights are good. You know what I mean? I'm a fan of the sport, so if I see something I like, I'll try it. If it works in training, I'll use it.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate you, Jimmie, giving me the time, you know, to ask you a few questions, you know. But before I let you go, you know, you got to promise me that once you get that strap, you're going to come back here and give me another interview.
Yeah, of course. No problem, man. Anytime.
All right, man. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.